Ladies and gentlemen, I have a message for you today that might shake you, might wake you up, and might even make you a little uncomfortable, but it will also set you free. Nobody is coming to save you. No government, no boss, no company, no magical turn of events is going to come and rescue you from your problems. And let me tell you, that is the best news you will ever hear, because the moment you accept this truth, you take back the power you have been giving away for far too long. You see, too many people are waiting for the economy to change, waiting for their family to understand, waiting for their boss to recognize their worth, waiting for the right time to start. But let me ask you something. How long have you been waiting? And where has that gotten you? Taking 100% responsibility for your life is the foundation of all success. It is the moment you decide that everything in your life, your happiness, your health, your finances, your relationships, is a direct result of the choices you make. It's easy to blame circumstances, to point fingers at the economy, at your upbringing, at the people who let you down. But the truth is, as long as you keep blaming external factors, you give away your power. You become a spectator in your own life rather than the one who is in control. The moment you stop making excuses and start taking ownership, everything changes. Most people want success, but they want it on their terms. They want to be healthy, but don't want to take responsibility for what they eat or how often they move. They want financial freedom, but don't want to take responsibility for their spending habits or work ethic. They want better relationships, but refuse to take responsibility for how they communicate or show up for others. And so they stay stuck, waiting for someone or something to change, when in reality, the only thing that needs to change is them. When you take full responsibility, you shift from a mindset of helplessness to one of empowerment. If your finances are not where you want them to be, you stop blaming your job, your boss, or the economy, and you start finding ways to create value, learn new skills, and increase your earning potential. If your health is suffering, you stop blaming genetics, stress, or lack of time, and you start making better choices. Eating healthier, moving more, prioritizing rest. If your relationships are struggling, you stop pointing fingers and start improving how you listen, how you communicate, and how you give. Every part of your life improves the moment you accept that you are the common denominator in everything you experience. Taking responsibility also means refusing to let your past define your future. Many people carry around stories of why they can't succeed, stories about their upbringing, their failures, or their circumstances. But here's the reality. Those stories are just excuses wrapped in logic. There are people who have had it worse than you and have still found a way to rise. The difference? They stopped using their past as an excuse and started using it as fuel. They took responsibility for what they could control and let go of what they couldn't. This mindset is not always easy, but it is always worth it, because when you take full responsibility, you gain full control. You are no longer at the mercy of external events. If something goes wrong, you don't waste time complaining, you find a solution. If you fail, you don't see yourself as a victim. You learn, you adjust, and you keep moving forward. The most successful people in life are not the ones who had perfect circumstances. They are the ones who refuse to let their circumstances control them. And that is what taking 100% responsibility is all about. Success is not a single event, nor is it a product of luck or talent alone. It is the result of the small, seemingly insignificant choices you make every day. Your habits, what you do consistently, not what you do occasionally, ultimately determine the direction of your life. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of disciplined, intentional habits. The challenge is that most people underestimate the power of small daily actions. They think success comes from one big breakthrough, one lucky break, or one grand opportunity. But the truth is, success is a slow process of refining your habits, of showing up daily, of doing the work even when you don't feel like it. The habits you build today will determine where you end up years from now. If you have the habit of reading, learning, and expanding your mind, you will grow into someone who is valuable, knowledgeable, and capable of solving problems. If you have the habit of procrastinating, making excuses, and avoiding hard work, you will find yourself stuck, wondering why nothing ever changes. Every action you take is a vote for the kind of person you are becoming. And the more you repeat a behavior, the more it becomes part of your identity. A person who runs every day eventually sees themselves as a runner. A person who writes daily begins to believe they are a writer. A person who saves and invests consistently begins to feel financially responsible. The challenge is that bad habits are easy to form but hard to live with, while good habits are hard to form but easy to live with. It's easy to hit snooze, skip a workout, or spend hours on social media. But over time, these choices lead to frustration, regret, and a lack of progress. On the other hand, it's difficult to wake up early, to exercise when you don't feel like it, or to work on a project when distractions are tempting. But over time, these habits build a life of freedom, confidence, and success. One of the most powerful things you can do is to make success automatic by designing your environment to support the right habits. If you want to read more, keep books within arm's reach. If you want to eat healthier, keep junk food out of your house. If you want to be more productive, eliminate distractions. Willpower is unreliable. Even the most disciplined people in the world rely on structure, routines, and systems to make good choices easy and bad choices hard. Repetition is what turns behaviors into habits and habits into an identity. At first, doing the right thing feels unnatural, maybe even forced, but over time, it becomes second nature. You don't think about brushing your teeth every morning, you just do it. The same can be true for success habits. The key is to start small, stay consistent, and trust the process. One workout won't make you fit, but 1,000 workouts over time will. One book won't make you an expert, but years of reading will. Every small habit compounds, and the results will always reflect the effort you've put in. Success is simply the reward for those who have built the right habits and committed to them long enough to see them pay off. Too many people spend their lives waiting for approval, waiting for validation, waiting for someone to tell them it's their time. They hesitate, second-guess themselves, and hold back because they believe they need permission to go after what they want. But the truth is, no one is coming to hand you an opportunity to tell you that you are ready or to give you the green light to chase your dreams. The only permission you need is your own. From a young age, people are conditioned to seek approval. In school, they raise their hands and wait to be called on. At work, they wait for promotions instead of stepping up. In life, they hold back their ideas, their ambitions, and their potential because they are afraid of stepping outside the line. But here's the problem. If you always wait for permission, you will always be behind. You will always be dependent on someone else's decisions, someone else's timeline, and someone else's opinion of what you can or cannot do. The most successful people in the world are the ones who stopped waiting. They didn't wait for the right moment, they created it. They didn't wait for someone to validate their dreams. They pursued them relentlessly. Fear of rejection and failure keeps many people stuck in this cycle of hesitation. They worry about what others will think, about making mistakes or about not being good enough. But the truth is, the people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who act despite their fears. They are the ones who take the leap even when they're unsure because they understand that growth only happens through action. Every great leader, entrepreneur, and innovator started before they felt ready. They stepped forward without knowing all the answers. They made mistakes, they learned, and they kept going. And that's why they won. You don't need anyone's approval to start working on your dreams. You don't need permission to build the life you want. You don't need to wait until you feel fully confident, because confidence doesn't come before action. It comes from action. The more you step forward, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable. The more you take control, the more unstoppable you become. Nobody is going to tap you on the shoulder and say, now is the time. If you want something, you must decide that now is your time. Not next year, not when you have more experience, not when everything is perfect. Now, the moment you stop seeking permission is the moment you take control of your life. Because the truth is, the only person who can give you permission to succeed, to grow, to become more is you. The people you spend the most time with shape your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your destiny, whether you realize it or not. You are constantly absorbing the attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors of those around you. If you surround yourself with people who are negative, who make excuses, who settle for mediocrity, it will slowly influence the way you think and act. But if you choose to be around people who are ambitious, disciplined, and driven, their mindset will push you to become better. Success is not just about what you do. It's also about who you allow into your environment. Energy is contagious. Spend time with people who complain, and soon you'll find yourself complaining. Surround yourself with those who doubt everything, and you'll start doubting yourself. Be around people who procrastinate and make excuses, and you'll begin to justify your own inaction. On the other hand, if you spend time with high achievers, their energy will inspire you. If you surround yourself with people who hold themselves to high standards, you will naturally elevate your own. Growth happens when you are in an environment that challenges you to become more, not one that keeps you comfortable. Many people hold on to relationships that no longer serve them out of loyalty, fear, or habit. They keep friendships that drain their energy, entertain conversations that add no value, and stay in circles that keep them stuck. But success requires making hard choices. It means being intentional about the company you keep. It's not about cutting people off with arrogance or judgment. It's about protecting your mindset and making sure your environment aligns with your goals. The truth is, you cannot afford to be around people who do not support your growth. If someone consistently discourages you, doubts you, or diminishes your ambition, they are not helping you. They are holding you back. The right people will push you to become the best version of yourself. They will challenge you when you make excuses, encourage you when you face obstacles, and inspire you to think bigger. They will remind you of your potential when you forget it yourself. These are the people who see what you are capable of and refuse to let you settle for less. If you don't already have these people in your life, go find them. Seek out mentors, join communities of like-minded individuals, and put yourself in rooms where the standard is excellence. Growth does not happen in isolation. It happens when you are surrounded by those who expect more from you and hold you accountable to a higher standard. Your environment will either push you forward or pull you back. The choice is yours. If you truly want to elevate your life, elevate your circle, be intentional about who you listen to, who you learn from, and who you spend your time with. Because in the end, you will rise or fall to the level of the people around you. Success is not something that happens overnight, nor is it the result of one big decision. It is the product of small choices made consistently every single day. Every morning when you wake up, you are faced with a choice: to take action or to make excuses, to move forward or to stay where you are, to commit to your goals or to let distractions take over. These choices may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they shape the course of your life. Most people believe that motivation is the key to success, but motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, and if you rely on it, you will never be consistent. The people who achieve great things are not the ones who always feel inspired. They are the ones who have learned to act regardless of how they feel. They have trained themselves to show up even on the days when they don't want to. They understand that the real difference between success and failure is not talent, luck, or circumstances. It is the ability to make the right choices day in and day out. Every choice you make is either moving you closer to your goals or further away from them. When you choose to wake up early instead of sleeping in, you are moving forward. When you choose to work on your craft instead of wasting time on distractions, you are making progress. When you choose to exercise instead of making excuses, you are building discipline. These small choices add up. Over time, they create momentum, and that momentum turns into results. But the opposite is also true. When you choose comfort over growth, when you choose procrastination over productivity, when you choose excuses over effort, you are setting yourself up for regret. The greatest achievers in the world do not have some secret formula that others lack. What they have is the ability to make the tough choice, to stay committed, and to keep going when most people would quit. They understand that success is not about what you do once in a while. It is about what you do consistently. It is about making the decision every single day to keep pushing forward. There will be days when you don't feel like showing up, days when you are tired, frustrated, or doubtful, but those are the days that matter the most. Because every time you push through, every time you make the right choice despite how you feel, you are building the kind of person who cannot be stopped. You are proving to yourself that you are in control, that you are not ruled by emotions, and that you have the discipline to create the life you want. In the end, success is not one big moment. It is the accumulation of daily choices, daily habits, and daily discipline. The question is not whether you have what it takes. The question is, will you make the choice every single day to go after the life you deserve? So the question is not whether you have the potential, the talent, or the ability. The question is, will you make the choice every single day to show up, to push forward, and to do what needs to be done, even when it's hard? Because that is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. You don't need anyone's permission, and you don't need the perfect circumstances. All you need is the discipline to decide over and over again that you will not settle, that you will not make excuses, and that you will keep moving forward no matter what. The life you want is built on the choices you make. So today and every day after, make the choice that leads to your future, not your comfort. Make the choice that serves your goals, not your excuses. Make the choice to become the person you were meant to be, because in the end, your success, your growth, and your legacy will come down to one thing: the choices you made every single day. Now go out there and make them count.